What's up? It's 92.1 Radio Now with Amir Diamond and Tori Kelly.
Hey,
How's your day going so far?
it's going well.
I know you're from or you live in California.
Yes, I do.
How has everything been with the wildfires? I don't know how close you live to there. How's your family been and your friends in?
I mean, the area that it's at so far, no one that I know has been affected. I know of people, but thankfully my family where I'm at is all safe. But I'm like, I can't believe it. I'm looking at posts and pictures. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I'm praying for everybody out there. Hope everyone stays safe.
And I'm happy for you, blessing that your family and your friends are safe as well. Congratulations on Hiding Place, the album, the tour. I have to say that I really admire you for, because I feel like your story is kind of similar to mine. I came from hip hop radio, and I had a very successful show for like 3 years, and then I switched over to pop just to get my feet wet in that genre. And my fans, it's been like mixed reactions. How has the reception been with you and your journey?
Everything's been positive so far. I feel really blessed that I'm able to kind of I don't necessarily like the word crossover, but like just being able to kind of jump into another genre, another world for a second. Gospel music is a huge part of my life, and I grew up listening to gospel music, and it's really how I even learned how to sing. A lot of those singers are just incredible, so I would just study them as a kid, and so to be able to now in my this point in my career say, you know what, I want to do a gospel project with Kirk Franklin and just get to do that is pretty amazing. And without Kirk, it wouldn't have been possible. So I have to thank him as well.
So was there a certain moment in your life when you made the decision to make a gospel album? Like, was there something that happened that made you want to do it?
Not necessarily. It really feels like it happened so fast and kind of out of nowhere. Because I was recording and writing for my other album, whenever that will be, but just other music for the last couple of years I've been writing. And then we got, pretty deep into the process, and I had this idea. I was like, what if we just put a gospel song on the end of it or something? Because I remember like Destiny's Child doing that one time. Mariah Carey's done that before. So I was like, that'd be kind of fun, right? And so I brought it up to my team, and they were all for it. And then when I went to work with Kirk Franklin to do this supposedly one or two songs, it turned into like a whole thing. And we were like, okay, this stuff, it was just so special, and it felt like it needed its own space and its own, it had its own thing going on. So we were like, let's just give it its own time.
So what's the other album that you were working on?
You'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but yeah, there is a lot of new stuff coming.
I'm curious to know how your set list is when you perform for this album. Do you just do your gospel songs from Hiding Place, or do you do your songs from your debut album as well?
I've kind of like blended everything together. There's kind of a nice flow with this show. It's really fun to put together and kind of create the whole set. But surprisingly, it feels like it's all one show. I mean, you're still if you've seen one of my shows, it still feels like you're getting that vibe. But then obviously gonna sing some of the songs from the Hiding Place album too.
Some of your fans have some questions for you. We're going to get to that after this game called Favoritism. Get to know some of your favorite things, starting with your favorite. Let's do favorite. I usually do favorite quote or words to live by, but what about favorite Bible verse?
Oh, that's hard because there's a lot of good ones. Obviously, the whole Bible is great. But I love, actually right now, I think just with the album coming out and everything right now, there's a verse, Psalm 32:7, and that's actually part of why I wanted to name the album Hiding Place, because it says, "You are a hiding place for me, and you surround me with songs of deliverance." And I just think that's so dope.
That one. Favorite childhood memory?
One of my favorite. I have a few memories of me. We had like this living room area. I think there was supposed to be furniture in it, but we always just kept it blank, and it would be like where the Christmas tree would go and stuff. And that literally became my stage. There was never any furniture, because I think my parents were like, okay, well, it's just her little play area. It was this huge, like, just carpeted area, and I would run around there and just like my parents would be blasting music, and I would just dance around and sing all day.
Favorite gospel artist?
Oh, that's so hard. I might be a little biased because
Kirk Franklin.
I might be. No, there's a few though. There's a few. I definitely grew up listening to Kirk, 100%. I grew up listening to Mary. Mary is a big one too for me.
I was gonna say you're in Houston. You can't. And Lecrae's on the album.
Lecrae, I know Lecrae. Yeah, that's good.
We'll put him in
too.
the top on the top list.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
top 5,
yeah.
top 10 favorite pop artists.
And Jonathan McReynolds too. I gotta say Jonathan. Favorite pop artist? Oh my gosh, that's hard. I don't even know what pop is anymore. Pop is like
It's so many different things. It is so many different things. My favorite pop artist, I'm just gonna say Tori Kelly. Why don't you say Tori Kelly?
because that's weird. I can't say myself.
Okay, so these are your questions from your fans. The first one is from Beastly DD. All of these are from Instagram. They want to know, how has married life affected your approach on writing about real life experiences?
It hasn't really. I haven't thought about it too much, to be honest. I think I've always been very open in my music. I think this next stuff that you guys are about to hear is probably the most vulnerable that I've ever been. But so if anything, it's just that it's trying to, as I grow as a person, I'm trying to get more, grow more as a songwriter as well, which I think means just simply opening up more and being more honest about your life. So if anything, that's really the thing that's changed. But I'm always going to sing about, stuff that I'm going through. Yeah.
Janelle wants to know, I really like this one, by the way. Why are you so underrated? Do you even feel like you're underrated?
I don't even know. It's weird because that's a question that's like other people perceive that, but I don't know. What do you think? I can't even answer that.
I don't know if you,
I feel like that's a compliment,
I feel
though.
like it is a compliment, and I think that maybe it's because, like, as far as music goes, nowadays people get like this huge success or huge following, but their music doesn't have any substance. So when music has substance, I guess people feel like, yeah, it takes a minute for other people to gravitate towards it. So maybe that's why.
Thanks.
Heather Savon wants to know, what's your advice to up and coming Christian artists who want to make it in the industry?
I would say, and don't take this the wrong way, but I would try to drop that word in front of the Christian artist part. And definitely, if you're a Christian, that's dope. But I think there's a book that I always recommend to people. Actually, Lecrae is the one who recommended it. And it's called Christians in the Arts by Steve Turner. And it really just changed my perspective on just trying to, I guess, live out my faith and be bold about the things that I believe, but at the same time, just make good art and not try to put things into a different category and try to box myself in. But it really just depends on what you're trying to do and what your approach is. But I think, just be. I think the most important thing, as cliche as it sounds, is to be yourself and not try to like give yourself titles or box yourself into things.
Out of anything in the world, it can't be win a Grammy. It can't be make a bunch of money. What's one thing that you want to scratch off your bucket list? One thing that you want to do that you.
I like that you said those two things. Can't be those.
It cannot be those two.
I was gonna say those. No.
And I really want to. I feel like I'm gonna have to add a third one in there. It can't be skydiving.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm scared. I'm scared of that.
But a lot of people say skydiving when I ask them that question.
I would love to. I think when I think of like career wise, I guess I've always thought it'd be so dope to either do like the national anthem at the Super Bowl or like the halftime show at the Super Bowl. I think that would be so fun. One day. Coming
soon, and when it happens, we're going to play this interview back for you. It's Amir Diamond and Tori Kelly with the new 92.1 Radio Now.